So crazy idea. We're getting tons of international interest. A global rollout would be a huge hit. Let's talk after lunch. Global rollout. Where do we start? Already done?
Hey, what's up, Rymar?
Hey, I'm gonna need that whole track. That all those little commercials we've been playing, you know, like the marketing videos. We need that whole track. You know, we need to just come in. It would be super sweet if we just have that as our like intro music, and then when the track plays, it just falls right into line where the ad would be. Like that would be super smooth. But I don't know if we got that kind of production skills on us just yet. But.
Yeah, that would be nice. We were talking about we need our own playlist for these streams, and I'd open it up to the community. If you guys have some songs that
who out there is a like AI music expert that wants to like create music and sounds and stuff for us, and create all sorts of fun stuff for us to use on the stream. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging with us, and I see some friendly faces in the crowd. Let's see, Texas Probate. What's up? Become the Need. Hello, friends. I know KT's out there. What's up, everyone?
Rima, how are you feeling, dude? End of week 3, dude. Are you eager to finally get some rest?
I'm so ready to sleep. This Buildathon has been absolutely amazing. But it's been like, I was talking to a friend the other day. I was like, it's like plugging into an electrical outlet. Every time you open the Discord, you're like, eek, and then you're like, okay, wait, I got to put that away for a second. But it's super cool to see, again, like the activity on the Buildathon site itself. As I'm looking, almost 240 people on the site right now. And so just super cool to see the amount of engagement, the people hanging out with us, the people building, everything that folks are building, showcasing the winners. I don't know, just been I've been involved in a lot of things like this, and I've never seen anything like it.
The intensity is crazy, dude. Like, I don't think there's been a time where I've logged on and I have seen less than 200 people on the site, just like reviewing other people's projects, updating their own projects. It's like buzzing.
It gives me some ideas, because I think, like, if you think about what like Facebook and YouTube and all these platforms want, right? Like, what's the algorithm been about for basically since social media is invented? It's like, we want people on our platform, right? Like, that's why they penalize links. That's why they want videos, because they want you spending time on their platform. And as I see people spending time on this Buildathon hub and kind of engaging with us, I'm thinking, like, could we become that hub? Like, do we need the social stuff? Do we need the social layer? Like, sure, that's like the highway and whatever, but like, could we build our own little places for, again, like that activity feed. Imagine that just became like a cool Replit social layer. So I don't know. I could just see us building reasons for us to engage with our owned properties and spend more time on this type of thing, building, encouraging each other, sharing each other's projects, rather than like tweeting out into the void, or being out on X or something like that. And I could just see some real momentum building around that. So outside of just Buildathon stuff, that's like sparking a lot of ideas for how we can engage the community, how we can kind of like really make this fun for folks. Even if you're not like a premier builder, you can still get engaged in reviewing projects and sharing feedback and all that stuff. So just a really cool experience.
Totally. Just having a hub of other like-minded folks that are like on a similar part of their journey, learning to vibe code, learning to sell, and trying to build some of these applications from scratch. I think people would just love keeping in touch with those folks and having that network and that support and that platform to showcase their work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I think the one of the biggest things about this Buildathon that was separate from the mobile Buildathon is like in the mobile Buildathon, everyone was kind of building in a side like by themselves. You couldn't really see what other people were building until like we announced the winners, and it was like, oh, hey, look at that. But this one, like the whole time, you've kind of been able to see what are people building, what's winning, what's doing well, what's getting replicash, like what's in the activity feed, like so it's just become this very social thing. And to see the community, like to see how much you all have like stepped up to help each other, to review feedback, to just like above and beyond. Like I log into some of these apps and I see a bunch of other Buildathon participants also have logged in and created accounts. And so just, I don't know where this goes, but it does feel like the beginning of some bigger thing where like I could see real products coming out of this. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when we talk about one of the round 2 winners here. But yeah, just some really cool stuff happening. Or round 3 winners, I'm sorry.
Very neat. Okay, cool. So let's jump into this week in Replit. We're just going to give you a roundup of everything that is happening here in Replit, because it's hard for us to keep track of all this stuff on the inside, isn't it, Rymar? So I'm sure for like everybody else out there, it's also pretty tough here. So this is just our opportunity to recap what we've launched. So a whole new set of skills that we launched: SEO, auditor, business development, relationship skill, stock analyst, interviewer. And I was looking at the activity on the tweets, and it looks like SEO auditor is a big hit. People are really loving this.
Samuel's going nuts on his skills.
Woo!
Shout out to Samuel and the skills team.
He's like a one-man launch machine. So like he puts together the skill, and then he also vibe codes a launch video. He ships it, and he's just like cranking these out like every other day.
Yeah. Yep.
I like SEO. I know that's something that I've been getting some feedback on for Replit apps. So to have that as a skill, I think that's super helpful. And again, for context, if you want to use one of these skills, you can do this in one of 2 ways. When you first enter your prompt, there's a little option to use a skill. You can drop down and search for different skills. And then also when you're in a Replit project, you can use the agent skills tab to look for skills that you might be interested in. Also, don't forget that you can author your own skills as well. This has been one of the things that I'm doing on a daily basis is I am putting together a whole inventory of skills that match my workflow, and I'm just updating them and keeping them handy and just like improving them over time. So like as I'm putting together this show, like I put together like the show notes or the run of the show, like I have a skill that helps me do that. As I'm inviting guests to the show, I have a skill that helps me do that. So think about the different tasks that you're doing and how you might incorporate that in a skill. And the nice thing about that is that you can share that across different AI instances. So this concept of an AI skill is just a markdown file. It's just text. It's just instructions that tell your agent what to do in a particular instance. And you can save those locally. I'm thinking that you can also save those to your GitHub so you can share them across different Replit projects. Pretty soon, we're going to enable you to share your own custom skills across different Replit projects. But for now, maybe just saving them to a GitHub repository and then pulling them in for different projects when you need them. But I think like every week, everybody should be thinking about like what skills did they create and what skills did they improve on that particular week.
Yeah, this is going to become a big piece of not just Replit, but I think all of the AI frameworks, because this is just a standard for kind of markdown documentation. for like outlining how an AI should approach a thing. I'm actually experimenting, like you said, Manny, putting together like a GitHub skills thing that I could use, that anytime I want, I could just reference specific skills, and then I keep that repository kind of up to date, and then I could bring that into whatever project I need. So yeah, I think skills, if you're not playing with skills yet, you should take a look, experiment with, and try to one, use an existing skill, and two, create and tinker with your own skill.
hmm And just for context, the reason why you want a skill, primarily is to keep agent on track. When you add so much context to the system prompt, the agent and any agent is going to go maybe a little off course. And so this is a way for you to say, like, no, I want you to do specific tasks. Here are the different instructions and exactly how I like it. And then two, it saves on token usage. So if you're not loading a whole bunch of context for everything that you want your agent to do all at once, and you just reference those specific skills when you need them, you just have less token usage. So overall, just more efficient. I'd love to hear from the chat. Are you all building, like, have you been using any skills? Have you built your own skills? I'd love to hear like
There's
some
a
skills that
couple right
you've
here.
created.
Just the ad creation skill is sick. Let's see, skills have been killer. I used it, but took forever. Nice. Let's see. There was another one. The SEO gave me a lot of nice report, fixing a lot of things now. Interesting. Yeah.
And if I think you can also think of these skills as a template. So if a particular skill took forever or didn't work exactly how you wanted, you can have agent to fork that and create your own custom version of that skill to build on that. And again, these are skills that I think you're going to enhance over time for your particular workflow. The other
Yeah.
reason why I like this is that they're shareable too. So if you've got, if you spend a whole bunch of time doing like some SEO stuff, you can share it with the buddy, or maybe like I think in the future you're gonna be able to monetize these. You're gonna say like, here are my top skills that I've been using. You have access to them, whatever. Like for
There's
like
already
X amount of dollars.
marketplaces popping up around these things. And also, dig a little bit into when you do this. You don't want like 1,000-word skill. Like you don't want your skills to be super extra long. And also, skills files don't have to be a single file. A skill can be a folder of files, right? And so a skill can kind of be broken up into chunks, and you can reference in the top, like, here's what I want you to do. You explain how it is. You can even put code examples. And then in some of these other folders, you might want to have like, here's expected outcomes. Here's, like examples of what I would like you to do and not to do. Like, you can kind of frame that stuff. But again, you want to compartmentalize that. You don't necessarily want the skill, like the main skill, to just be like, here's everything, right? So just like your prompts and just like everything else in tech and software, you want to like think about how can you break this up into chunks so that, like Manny said, it's easily digestible and the agent can just pull the context it needs for that piece of the skill, or again, to do whatever task you're trying to have the agent do.
Exactly. Skill crafting and management is a new prompt optimization. Remember the beginning of the LLMs is like, oh, how to optimize this prompt? Well, LLMs are great at that now. Now it's all about developing your own skills. Let us know if we should have Samuel on the show. If you have questions about skills, what we're building, how to implement them, we'll get him on the show to chat more about that.
Philip is saying something here. Wish they could stay persistent from message to message without needing to add each time. You should just have to reference the skill, and again, it should live in your, like, if you look in the file folder, you'll see agent and then skills, and you'll be able to see the skills that are in there. And so again, your agent should be able to reference those once it's installed. So you shouldn't have to like reinstall or recall the skill every time. You do have to mention in the chat, like, hey, use this skill to do X, Y, or Z. If it's like a new skill that you've given it, or it's not like a native Replit skill that's the agent already like knows to look in its repertoire.
And I said head over to the tool tab for agent skills, and you'll see the skills that you have in context for that Replit project. And if you don't see it there, then agent doesn't have it loaded up and doesn't have it as a tool to reference.
And there's a ton of documentation on this. There's some videos on the Replit YouTube. There's other, like, lots of other videos on just skills and markdown files. So yeah, just dig deep into that, and just know skills are going to be a big deal moving forward.
Very neat. Also, don't forget that we have VibeCon coming up June 17th, 18th in New York City. Head over to vibecon.ai, join the wait list. Tell us a little bit about this, Rymar. What's going to be happening at VibeCon?
You are not going to want to miss this if you are a Vibe coder. This is like the culture of vibe coding, right? Like we're kind of in this era of vibes of like software development becoming an art rather than like an exact science now. And we're seeing how people are pushing the limits with media and content and soft, like just all over the edges of it. So we're just going to really push the culture of vibe coding and really see again, like what's out there, right? So cutting edge speakers, state of the art presentations from, like a ton of different partners that work with Replit, around Replit in the ecosystem. And so, yeah, if you're in or around the area, this is going to be an event you don't want to miss. Kind of planting a flag for like vibe code's real. Like professional vibe coding is here to stay. 2026 is the era of like professional vibe coders. And I think Replit is the home for like, yeah, if you're doing professional vibe coding, you should probably be working with Replit.
Yeah, we see that with the Buildathon site. People just love connecting with other Vibe builders or other Vibe coders. So that it's going to be that, but in person. And I've seen some of the setups that we're planning and some of the speakers. This is going to be an amazing event. So again, if you can join, definitely consider it, and at the very least, go sign up for the wait list so you have the option to join when
Yeah, just
we
go
go
sign
public
up,
with
get the
that.
details about it, and then yeah, book your tickets. Honestly, get that hotel now.
Okay. Did I not update? Okay. I did want to call out. We just had one announcement that went out. So let me share this tab. Announcing a partnership with Replit and
Holy shit,
Accenture.
son!
So big deal here. What we're finding is that consultants are loving Replit. And I'm not surprised. Like if you think about, your traditional consulting, you're going in and you're providing expertise in a device, and then you have this long out process before you get something to the client. Think about front loading some prototypes that you might have in mind, some solutions, presenting that to the client right out of the gate and wowing your client that way and winning business that way. So we're just seeing a ton of consultants using Replit to do that. Fast prototypes. Hey, here's what the solution that we think might work for you. Let me send you a prototype tomorrow. Check it out. Let me know if you like it. Okay, let's go and like implement this fully and moving forward. So, big announcement with Accenture. I'm really excited about this. And yeah, I guess if you're in a consulting business, you definitely need to be using Replit.
We had some of the enterprise folks on, was it a week or two ago? And also, like, I can't really share, but like, we're seeing some of the logos and the people that are like adopting Replit internally at scale. And they're folks like this. I mean, Accenture's huge, and they become the entry point to lots of other places. We keep telling you that, again, Replit is the place to build professionally if you're building vibe code stuff. The enterprise rails you can build on top of inside of Replit to like do things at scale. The reason why all these companies are starting to trust Replit as like the backbone for their vibe coding work is because of how good the infrastructure is and how good the enterprise integrations are, and a lot of the stuff that like Manny's done these streams with like Databricks and Snowflake, and like, the potential here is significant. And I think this just becomes entry points into like these big enterprise opportunities. I think this is big.
100%. I think for me, the framing in 2026 is that vibe coding is going pro. Vibe coding is going into the enterprise. So the folks that have been spending time on the Buildathon, for example, building their projects and learning how to vibe code, those skills are going to be so valuable
Yeah.
in the enterprise. There's such an opportunity, so much alpha for you to be the vibe coding leader within an organization, or to accelerate your growth within your own team with vibe coding. So think about internal tools, like all the stuff that Rymar is building for our team, from the chat scraper to the Buildathon site itself, to a whole bunch of different apps. So think about building that for your team. Think about prototyping new apps for your customers and for your clients. Like you have a conversation with a prospect, and then like immediately you send them a prototype of what they were thinking. Then you send that to engineering. There's just so much opportunity here. And that's what I love about Replit. Like, yeah, it's great for you to build your own side projects, your own businesses, games, whatever. But we also have the bones and the infrastructure where we're going into enterprise really, really hard. We're getting a ton of attraction in enterprise. So all that's going to translate to you at work at a big company.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think it's one of those cool things too. And I think there's something that separates what's happening here versus some of the other places that I've seen too. It's like, how many companies would have done a hackathon or a buildathon as big as this and trusted it to like their own platform, right? Like almost every hackathon I've ever been a part of uses something like DevPost or some kind of other platform to manage and deal with that stuff at scale. And we did see, if you remember, like the first week, there were some, there was some friction. But again, we fixed it live, and that was super cool moment where we're like troubleshooting live and the audience is watching. And then it was pretty much smooth sailing. Like a couple people have problems, but that's just going to be expected with software. And at the end, over the course of the couple weeks, now we have this really smooth, cool platform that's doing this thing. And again, I don't know too many companies that would trust, like their stack, some big marketing campaign like this to be built internally while the event's happening. And so it's just a real testament to like the power of this tool that, talk about dog fooding it. Again, I don't know any other company on the planet that is running their own stuff on their own stack like this. Like Replit is being built on top of Replit to run the Replit community. And that's like just, again, super cool.
What's underappreciated is that at Replit here, we're coming up on 10 years. I know like it's like Replit's been really hot the last year or so with Replit Agent, but we've got 10 years of building out infrastructure, top tier infrastructure. So we've added AI now, but all that infrastructure really helps when you're trying to be secure, when you're trying to scale, when you're trying to do production grade type of applications. And I think you just have some newer entrants into the vibe coding space that just don't have that track record of building out their infrastructure for production grade applications.
Yeah. Agreed, 100%. Ruth, I got to shout this out. It was exciting to see live iteration on the platform. Imagine a number of you, like, like you go from one time to the next, you refresh the screen. It's like, oh, hey, something like, so it's like, also that's very cool too, because the platform is iterating in real time. We built the currency system inside of there that again became like this really interesting thing that then led to having to build like fraud prevention because people started like skirting the currency. So like the whole central bank of Replit is like a thing now. So again, it was just a fun, like, it is the spirit of the vibe code era that like the platform itself was being built in real time on the platform itself as you guys were using it. And it, again, it really shows the power, to handle that scale, to be able to do that. And I think it's just the beginning of what we'll see moving forward with this stuff. Because again, we learned a lot. So expect the next time to just, always forward.
Awesome. Anything else to cover in terms of this week in Replit, Raimar? Should we move on with the winners?
The only thing I would say real quick is just to give people a rundown of like what the next few days are going to be like. Through next week, like maybe we just go and let's just do one of these. And let's just, okay. So yesterday was the final checkpoint. So everyone's projects are submitted. If you haven't submitted for the Buildathon, it's too late. It's over. Sorry, you missed the deadline. That was yesterday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Today, we will introduce you to the winners of week 2 and also announce the winners of this final week, right? So we have the final week 3 Buildathon winners ready to announce. And then next week, what we will do is we're going to kind of whittle it down to the top, let's say 50, 60, 80 projects. I don't know what the final number is going to be. Under 100 for sure, probably over 50. Anyway. And we're going to make a big push starting Tuesday for you all as the community to score, to vote. This is going to be the big final push for crowd participation, the last little use of your Replicash. If you got money sitting in your wallet, if you got advertising, like basically from Tuesday to Wednesday, there's going to be a 24-hour window. Maybe we'll do this Monday too, but Tuesday during the stream, we'll really rally around it. But by Wednesday, all voting's over, right? By Wednesday, we're going to shut down the crowd voting. We're going to kind of like put everything in a freeze mode. And then from Wednesday to Thursday, we have internal review for celebrity judges, internal folks at Replit who want to take a look at everything. And then we're going to deliberate about who the final winners are going to be. And then Friday on the showcase, so a week from today, we will announce all of the top winners. We will recap the weekly winners. And we will have a fun celebration kind of awarding the 10K prize as well as the 10 $2,000 credits that go to all the winners and just kind of celebrating everything that you all have built. So yeah, that's how it's going to play out from here on out if you're watching as part of the Buildathon.
Bringing it home, man. That's going to be a fun show. I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see. And the submissions have just gotten so much better, like week over week, just seeing everything improve. And so, yeah, so at this point, we're really going to like lean on you all as the community to help us find, especially for the crowd favorite ones. Like we kind of have been watching, we have our fingers on the pulse of the Buildathon, and so we've kind of got things categorized, but now we would really like to whittle it down to a core group and let you all have your say as well.
Awesome. Great. So excited about this. Very neat. Let's bring on our first winner from week 2. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey, Manny. Hey, Raymar. How's it going? I'm good.
What's
good
up?
to see you. Week 2 winner, most improved. Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your project.
Okay, a little bit, but project actually came about the eve of the first checkpoint. And my kids and everybody, some friends, what should I do? I know anything. So sort of like think of, okay, what is out of the box? Mars. How about Mars? And let's say a colony.
Oh no.
Oh, looks like we lost Brian. Brian,
maybe he's streaming in from Mars.
He's already on Mars. This game is
no, that's too bad. Okay, so I'll share a little bit about what because this is cool, and then let me actually open this up and I'll share the link in the chat as well. This was one of those that was just kind of fun. The first time I saw this, I was like, whatever, it's not that crazy, not that like not that over the top. But then I saw Brian like really spend a lot of time kind of improving this thing and fixing it up over time. I made a couple suggestions and I was like, it'd be cool if it did this, it did that. And next thing you know, like he's sending me links and saying, oh, it's been updated. And so just super cool to see the effort that he put into it. And then I just shared in the chat too, if you want. Oh yeah, that public link right there. I don't know if there are some spots left, but there shouldn't be any spots left. Let's go fill up this Mars map here. So claim a spot. There's a few left to claim here, but you can claim a spot. There's little hidden gems in here. There's like a little Galaga game you can go explore inside of here. It's just kind of a lot of fun, especially like when we're looking at all these apps and everyone's doing these like productivity Kanban, like this thing does everything. It's like, I don't know, like this is just, it was fun. It was playful. It was like cool. And then again, Brian's just, workshopping it over time and trying to improve it. Definitely a shout out for that.
Hey, Brian, can you hear us?
Yeah. I don't know. I got an old snap on my screen and then came back in. Just quickly, it's just a fun thing to do. It's like going down. Oh yeah. It's just a fun thing, and every time I make a change, there's something else that pops up. Yeah, we've all heard of rabbit holes. Well, this is a huge rabbit hole. So I got vehicles. I have buildings. Then I put little engines or jets on the vehicles, and then I want them to go up and down, so I make them bend. And then I even put in some Easter eggs. So it's just a lot of fun, and really, I wanted to learn Replit, and this gave me the perfect
Tim
opportunity.
Just claimed habitat. Did you see, Brian? Your real time little somebody's claiming their habitat. Let's go fill this thing up for Brian, y'all. There should be no real estate left.
It's going to give me a lot of work over the weekend because I'm going to have to make another clone colony. But that's going to be cool if I can do that. Great. That'll be a lot of fun.
Terraform the planet a little bit more. You just got to terraform and expand the colony.
Well, actually, I have a scaffold for a clone.
Now. I'm just saying this is prime real estate right now. I got to claim your Mars patch right now. It's going to fill up.
Is there not an Easter egg? There are Easter eggs, Chris. There are a couple Easter eggs, I think, in there. There you go. Just
if you're on a PC, mobile doesn't quite work with the first Easter egg, but there's an Easter egg right at the top of the screen. It looks like an egg. You click on it, and there's a tiny game in there. Someone, very smart gentleman, he suggested, why not have a game? Hey, why not? So I'm going to make a game room inside there. Oh, And then there's stuff flying around. There's taxi cabs. There's control towers. There's even a rocket in the background that is going to transport people back and forth from Earth. So that's going to be cool. It's anybody who wants to help. That will be absolutely great for me. Send in ideas. Who knows where this can go?
Manny, if you zoom in a little bit, yeah. Okay, you see the big tower closest to the launch pad.
This one
right
here.
Little blue. Yeah. Okay. So to the right of that, there's like a little egg there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see it. Cool.
Yeah. Zoom in on it. Click on the egg.
He did. Yeah. He's playing the game now.
Okay.
This is fun, dude.
Anyway, it's just something fun, and it's out of the box, and I'm learning Replit, and that's the whole idea. That was my goal in the first place, is to learn Replit. So, hey, goal is achieved, and I'm learning, and every day over the next few days, okay, I'm going to put this in, that in. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be cool. Hey, look at there.
They're just coming. I'm telling you. And this, to me, this is one of like the perfect stories, because Brian, you're not a software developer. You're not you're not a product builder by trade. And then here you are, like you just said, you're learning Replit. You built this fun thing. For me, it was just exciting to see something that wasn't like a traditional app, right? Like so many people, they just want to build the next to-do app. They want to build the next like Facebook, whatever. It's like you just wanted to have fun and you built something cool and it was playful. And I really appreciated that. That's what caught my eye. And then, you sent me a DM at one point and we got to talking a little bit. And then I just started making like little suggestions and I saw you iterating on this and I was like, oh, okay. So that's why like when I came back, I was like, oh, this for sure deserves a, like a most improved honorable mention type thing here. Yeah. Nice work.
Very neat. Brian, what's next for your app? What are you thinking?
Well, if the grid fills up, I'm going to be spending my weekend putting a clone colony for more settlers, and hopefully people feed me with some ideas. That would be absolutely great. And who knows what we can do?
I don't think you're going to have any real estate left. You're just going to sell out.
Hey, that's good. I love it.
Are you thinking about monetizing this somehow? Or just keeping it open?
Right now, there's no thought of it, but who knows? The idea is to learn, to have fun.
You got to charge Replicash. You got to put some billboards on the space and let people advertise their projects.
Okay, that's not a bad idea. Hey, why not? and just some love. That's what I want. Some love.
Brian, yeah, you've been such a great sport for the competition, and I appreciate having you around. Thank you so much for all your effort.
Oh, I love the experience. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you.
I think one of my favorite things, Manny, about this whole experience has just been like the diversity of people. Like last week, the slew of candidates that we had, and then just this week, it's just not people you'd expect to win tech competitions or hackathons or things like that. And I absolutely love it.
It is so, there's so much variety, like the people, different backgrounds, what they're building. There's so much novelty. Again, like coming into the competition, I'm like, oh, we're gonna see the same thing, to-do lists, things over and over again. They're like they surprise me all the time, and I just love where like people are coming from. Like we talked to a content creator last week. We talked we talked to product designers. We talked to PMs, people that are stay-at-home parents building stuff. Like Bible Journey, like she was like a stay-at-home parent. She's like, I want to build this for my kids. So like just different people from different backgrounds.
That's been my takeaway from the whole Buildathon. As I watch these videos, as I see these submissions, I'm like, oh, these are just regular people building. Like software development is no longer about, computer science grads from MIT. This is like, no, everyone can now build stuff. And it's super cool to see that. So
let's bring in our next guest. Angel, how's it going?
How's it going?
How are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your project. What have you been building?
Yeah, well, I am a software developer. Been for many years. In college, I literally would learn how to develop, but then I would I would get stuck on a project and I would fall asleep, and I'd wake up like 3 a.m. with the answer. So I'm like coding in my brain. So it's kind of like I love the code, but I've always had this struggle, a huge struggle, and it was visuals. you know, graphics design and all that stuff. So I was able to build back ends, but not front ends really well. So I have all these like unfinished projects, and then I have projects that I like. I mean, the one I built now, I mean, like I wasn't. You need physics, you need all kinds of stuff. Like I wasn't even there. You know what I mean? But I came up with word drop like 10 years ago, and it was just, I always loved word search when I was a kid. And then when I go on planes, I like bring a word search and I'm like, you know, scratching off the words and stuff. And I've always been really good at it. And I've tried a couple games on the App Store, but they never really, I don't know, they didn't satisfy me like with what I like to do. So I came up with this game. I'm like, why don't we make it like Tetris, make it very intense, and you know, you gotta be able to spell words fast. And I don't know, it just came to me one day, and I'm like, I would love to do this. And I even think I even went online one time looking to see if I could hire someone, but I didn't want to hire anybody because I didn't have any money, you know. But I just wanted to see if there, like, I think it was Upwork or something like that, see what was out there. But it just, I couldn't. And so when AI started to come out, and I think I tried once with that, and then like last year, AI got better. You know, I always tell everybody, I'm like, AI is the worst today than it's ever going to be, right? So, so just getting better. And so I tried 4 different ways. I tried like AI Google Studio, and I think I tried Claude Code and Code. I tried all these different things. Nothing could get word drop onto a screen the way I wanted, like to see those letters drop the way they do. And then this Buildathon came along, and I'm like, I've been a developer for like 15 years, and I've never done a Buildathon or a hackathon. I've always kind of shied away from that. And I'm like, you know what? I really like Replit. The one thing about Replit that I like, I actually build websites off Replit. Like I use Replit to build websites for clients, which is wild. Like I tried with other ones, but I've always come back to Replit. So
Andrew, can you talk a little bit about like what was it about Replit that helped you make this happen that you just weren't getting from the other platforms?
The letters just dropping, like the way
works.
they dropped, the way they looked. Like, and if you look at my first iteration, it like I have on my site, I have the if you go down just like one section, just slide down real quick. Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah, just right there. If you go to that first item in the carousel, like the one all the way to the end, the carousel, yeah, that's what I started with. And you see how it's going like this? I couldn't even get other AIs to do that. And so when I started to see that, and I was able to drag and drop very easily, like I was like, what did Replit just do? This is exactly what I'm looking for. And then you can see through there, I have like the iterations and stuff like that on how I progressed since then. And
I'm going to be real honest. So like I saw this and I was like, it's kind of stupid, you know? When I first saw it, because like I'm not a game guy, right? And then I saw your site and I saw your story and I saw your video, and then I like played the game and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. Let's see, got it. Let's play. Oh, I think there was a desktop version of it before, but
there was, but I could put it back. I did.
No, that's okay. I like that it's
just more visual this way is what I was looking for.
Oh, the music just started. So you can kind of put it, and then like you got to kind of just try to make a word here. W-A.
Yeah, and you can swipe down to make the letters move faster if you know where you're going.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I need that.
Right in the beginning, you throw them in places that you think like, okay, I'm not gonna need an O here, so let's just put it out to the side.
So what do I do? I swipe down. There it is.
So you can. Sometimes I just swipe to get a bunch of letters on first to get like.
Oh, so I can hold up. I can do this though.
Yeah.
Bam. Let's go. Points on the board.
Oh, wow. The word streak doesn't show up on this one yet. I have a word streak and everything where it shows a bar.
Oh, it's got to be 3. Oh, no. And I can't put. All right. Well, it's just. Okay. So I think that's good enough.
No. So when you spell out something and it's wrong, you hit the X.
Oh.
And you can kind of go back to spelling something if you have something. But it gets intense. It gets fast. Like as you spell words, you obviously get points, you get levels, it gets faster and faster. Now, this is fun for when you're on a plane or you're waiting in line or something like that. But if you go back to the menu, this is where I found, go to multiplayer. If nobody's tried this yet, like this is where it's at. Challenge. If you hit challenge, you get this. And you can just pick a friend, send them a text, and they click a button and they're right in this with you.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
That is cool.
And it gets intense. There's power-ups. There's attack power-ups and defense power-ups. And the attack power-ups are so wild. I have something called Fog of War that covers the screen with like a fog for the other player. And then I
Who's
have
gonna
jump
jump
tiles.
in versus mode? Here's a code on the screen. SYVE. Let's do it. Who's got the
Who wants to play them?
step up? I think this is so cool. Again, it shows the uniqueness. You had an idea for a problem or a thing. You're like, I want this kind of game. And then you tried to build it with other platforms and you're like, I can't get there. And now, boom, you have this thing.
In 3 weeks. That's insane.
I know. It's crazy.
I'm like so close to the App Store right now.
Ooh. Good luck with that. I mean, I think, the fact that you said that you had
Phil's
this
in the
idea
house,
Phil, what's up? That you had this idea for 10 years and then finally you had the opportunity to get it out. And I've been telling people online, like, hey, like when you start using Replit, just be careful because you're not going to get a lot of sleep for the first couple of days that you're using Replit because a lot of folks have ideas that they've just been sitting on for so long and haven't had the opportunity or the capability to bring those to life. So once you start bringing those to life, you're like, oh man, I just want to keep going on this and keep building on this.
Yeah, and there's a bar up at the top. It's like a tug of war bar. So when your opponent's like getting words and more words than you and score like a higher score, it's going to go this way or that way.
I'm not very good at this right now. Yeah.
Like I said, once you know where you're going to put it, just drop it as fast as you can because it's a speed game, right? Like it's like Tetris.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna lose this.
All right, let's go. We gotta get going.
PEA's word.
All right, that's enough.
PEA's words. P.
It's addictive. All right, Angel.
Oh! Somebody just got something.
See how fun this is. We gotta get to our next guest. But
Okay.
keep playing this. Thank you so much, Angel. Hang back. We're gonna come back to you in a bit. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my. Yeah,
Right, we're having too much fun on that
we
one.
should not be having it. But dude, it's so cool that people are building these types of things. Again, it's like, yeah. And it's so refreshing to see that type of stuff as opposed to the next, task management tool or whatever.
Yeah, that's super hard bringing it all together, the design, the functionality. But here we have a winner for week 2 as well. Tommy, how's it going?
Guys.
Tell us
Doing
what
good.
you've been building. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, let me tell you why I built Beta Bloom, and then I'll explain the product a little bit. So I've worked on side projects before that I was really passionate about, spent a lot of time on it. And when it came time to actually launch it and get it out there, get some users, get some feedback, it was always such a big challenge for me. And it killed my energy, killed my momentum. And coming into this competition, I knew that a lot of people were going to be hit with this challenge, and I wanted to see if there was some way that I can help solve this for people. So I built, it's a platform for other indie founders to launch their product. And the way that, what it is essentially is a big list of products. And the way that you get your product higher up into the feed to get more visibility is by contributing to other products, to going and trying other products, giving feedback, offering up suggestions. When you offer up a suggestion to another product, it'll boost yours a little bit higher in the feed. And if the owner of that other product actually implements it, it'll boost you even higher into the feed. So it's a bit of a meritocracy, a bit of a flywheel. And yeah, I mean, it's been 11 days since I launched Beta Bloom. As of today, there's 45 products that have been published there. I see a bunch of improvements that people are making. I think there's been like 80 improvements suggested across products. Maybe like 30 of those have actually been implemented. So it's been just awesome to see people come here and to see this kind of start to solve a problem for people.
Very neat. So is this like a product launch, a product hunt type of platform, but maybe like more focused on vibe coding apps? Oh, I see Meme Tune here.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely other platforms where indie founders can kind of launch their product and get some attention. The thing that I wanted to do differently here is that make it so that the way you get noticed here is by contributing to the community. So when you go in and provide feedback to other products, that's what boosts you higher and gets you visibility. So I wanted to create a meritocracy here and kind of a community flywheel.
Yeah, one of the things that really attracted me to this when we were looking at the different projects was the effort and kind of engagement you got from other participants, and that you were trying to like organize and help other folks kind of get their projects noticed. And I saw a couple people trying to do stuff like this, but I think you kind of pulled it together the best of the networks that were, like, and it was genuine, right? I saw some other folks try to do this to hack the game, where they were like just trying to like, share Replicash and boost each other, but it wasn't like, you were genuinely like, let's give people feedback. Like your game mechanic was nice. The whole little ecosystem that you had there is just kind of cool seeing you. And then I saw you just a lot in the Discord, helping people, giving feedback. And so you really took this like leadership role in the Buildathon and build a platform to help like a lot of other Buildathon participants. And for us, that really stood out. So yeah, we really thought that was like in the spirit of community and building a platform and using the tool to build community. Like that was really cool for us to see.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I think one of the ways that I leveled up the most in this Buildathon is in user acquisition, because I've worked on a bunch of projects. I've worked on projects where there's already an audience there, and you're shipping new features and new products to a big audience. But going from 0 users to those first users is really hard. And what I noticed, what I kind of figured out in this Buildathon that worked really well is, first, you got to find where your customers are. Where is that place where you can go and engage with have this pain point that you're solving? That's number one. And then number two, I found that I really have to try to provide value to those people as possible before I even mention my product or try to get them to go to sign up for my product. So that's what I've been trying to do, is just try people's apps, give them structured feedback. And once that relationship is built, a lot of those people are happy to go and publish their product on Beta Bloom and become an active user.
Amazing.
Very neat. Well, Tommy, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. Hang back. We're going to bring you back in a bit, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Welcoming to the stage.
Hey, what's up?
Jay, judge's favorite. Hey, snap photo. Yeah, let's go. You're live.
All right, gang.
Tell us about Meme Tune. What have you been building?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful call in this community, first and foremost. And I've been in love with Replit for a while. I actually started using this to teach people how to code since 2022. And when Buildathon came along, I thought about what can I build that people would constantly read and evaluate and also print in their minds and keep that in the loop. And I thought it has to be fun, right? It can't be some hardcore utility. So I came up with this idea that, there's a lot of AI slop out there already in the world. So I don't need to put more garbage out in the market. So I thought about, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I can help people write their story without writing the story literally? So then I investigated, where can I get the story? So because I'm a Canva junkie myself, I thought, okay, I'm going to build this for myself. So I just built something very simple, aggregated all the calendar events and the descriptions, and slapped on a couple image generation and a couple steps with other LLMs and multiple steps, and boom, we have Meme Tune. So now you have very simple Webtoon generator, as long as you have a Google account. I'm going to also integrate with Microsoft Outlook. It just takes a little bit of time to get it published in terms of the integration. But thank goodness, Google Cloud team, after a week of back and forth all throughout the Buildathon, was able to prove all the scope that I was asking for. And I do emphasize security because my background is software engineering. So there's as much thing as possible that are sensitive, which there's nothing stored. But then again, even the story itself is all encrypted in an AES 256 GCS. So there's no whatsoever leakage that's possible. But then again, I think that's maybe another bottleneck that later in the future that I have to think about in terms of marketing and branding, because some folks, I did receive feedback that how can I trust you with my calendar events? So that's probably the biggest lesson learned and bottleneck and uphill battle that I've been faced with. But other than that, everybody who have seen this outside of my family, I think are falling in love because it's so simple. And I love the fact that I'm actually using this on a daily basis. I've been publishing Instagram stories of my own days and weeks using my own meme tune. So there you have it, folks. Generate your own webtoon, your personalized stories, and get away from those AI slops that are in the world.
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
well, and you came in, it's funny, I think you missed like the first, like you came in the second week or something like that, right? Like you kind of came into the Buildathon a little bit late. And I remember seeing your submission and I was like, uh-oh, Underdog has entered the competition, because it was just like again, it was fun. It was an elegant solution. You know, it's like, give me your calendar details. We're going to put together a fun story of your week. And yeah, again, it was just a very unique, fairly simple concept, right? So it's like not this revolutionary, crazy thing. So folks that are out there like trying to build 50 feature platforms, reinvent like Upwork or Monday.com or something like that. And, you know, like this is just very simple, again, playful. I think we have a trend here, 3 very playful projects and then 1 kind of community focused project as a feature here. But yeah, no, it was super cool to see that. And yeah, kudos. I think you're right. Your biggest problem is going to be like the privacy concern. But I think I mentioned to you before, you could probably let people upload a photo of their calendar, like their week view, and the AI could probably read their calendar, and that way I don't have to give you full calendar access, but you could still do the same thing. But also maybe there's other stories, like maybe there's other places people could put screenshots in of like, you know, it'd be funny if it just like interpreted from a blog. It took my last 3 blog articles or created like a cartoon from other sources or stuff. So maybe as like you continue to think about this.
I think it's definitely worth investigating, and thank you for the feedback. I do remember what you said about the screen grab of the calendar, and it's not just the privacy part, but I think to your point, we have stories in our life that has not been told yet. All of us, we all have stories. Maybe we're not good at telling stories. Maybe we don't want to tell the story, or I think most of the time we just don't have the time to tell stories to people. But at the same time, we're spending money and time on these AI slubs and even the social medias out there with trying to be very unique as possible to get the followership, the awareness, and just to make, you know, for a name for yourself. So I think there's definitely enough things out there.
Here's the winning idea: text message screenshots, and it turns your text drama into like a little cartoon.
I like it. I like it.
That would be funny. Shout out, Chris.
Nice, Chris.
Oh boy.
Cool. All right. Well, Jay, thanks for sharing, Jay. Congratulations on the win. Looking forward to seeing what you do next. Sit tight. We'll bring you back in a bit. Okay.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Drum roll, please. So now we have the overall winner of week 3, taking down $3,500 in cash. Tasha here. Tasha, your screen is your screen is your camera's maybe turned off, but we're not seeing you come on, and we can't hear you.
Oh, really? It says
we
on
can hear you
my
there.
part.
I can hear you
but
now.
You can't see me?
Yeah.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
And
she might be refreshing the browser there.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Oh, there
yeah,
she
you want
is.
to share? Okay, you want to share your screen, and then I'll bring her on.
Sure. Let me get to Tasha. Yep. Oh, I guess I need to actually share the screen. No, it's in there. Let me just send it into this one.
Yeah. And then just waiting for Tasha to come back in here. Tasha. Okay. There she is.
There we go. Well,
And
I can see me. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Let me just we lost Rymar, so let me bring him back in here. There we are. Here's the gang.
All right, gang out here.
Tasha, tell us about your app.
Oh, sure. So I work in real estate, and I get a lot of people that just, hey, here you go. And they really shouldn't, with all kinds of personal information. and I couldn't think about what to do. So I saw a YouTube video. Somebody else mentioned that uploading to like ChatGPT how to clean data. So I said, well, maybe it's a bigger problem than I thought, and that's what led me to create it.
That's amazing. You were mentioning in the chat before the show that you almost quit on this idea. You almost didn't submit it, right? Why were you feeling so down on it? So it seems like a great idea.
Well, no. After seeing some of the week 1 submissions, I was like, oh, there's no way. And it was like, oh, there's 5,000 submissions. I was like, okay, this is just kind of standard. Like it's, you know, got some great ideas. Shout out to Tommy at Beta Bloom and Angelina, I believe, with some ideas. Like Tommy talked about the anonymizer. So I just went for one idea, right? Raymar said, do one thing. Don't try to create the next Facebook. And I just said, I'll learn from it at the least. And I just kind of dug into that and what to learn.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because when I first saw this, I was like, okay. And then I started thinking to myself, all right, well, if I'm not going to give this to an AI, why would I give you the information? And so I asked you, like, what's the security here? And you're like, oh, this all works locally. This all just works in the browser. This, like, you're not sending your document anywhere. And that's why I was like, oh, okay. So, and then we started talking just a little bit about, and then your video again, like, you asked like what, it was your video totally that caught my attention, your presentation, demeanor. Again, it wasn't flashy. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't like some, over the top content thing, but it was like just very clear. I could tell that you had thought about this very well. And it just seemed like practically it was something that's just super practical, very easy to use. I had just done it. So like if I go in here, redact your first document, let's see, try a sample document. It was another thing where it was like, oh, you thought about this where I can I don't have to go hunt for a document to try it. Just give me a sample document. I pick how I want to redact it. So let's say anonymize the document. Okay, it's going to fill it with some fakes. And then I can pick like what, I might want to redact, and then boom, start redaction. And it happens again, fairly quickly. And now here's, the documentation. So then I can copy that. I think again, this was something that you added before. I can download this as a PDF. Just well thought out. Again, very simple. I could see this getting a lot of traction just virally for whatever reason. So I don't know. Just as a complete package, just really stood out to me. And then you've been super active also in the Discord and hanging with folks and chatting with people. So yeah, just I don't know. Good work. Your work has been recognized for sure.
Thank you. I try to take every suggestion you had, because you was like, when my husband asked me the same question, I was like, oh, it just works. But when you asked me the same question the next day, it's like, okay, this is a real question. So I told the agent, everyone's saying, how is this really secure? Give me away. And it came up with the whole DevTools piece, and I threw that in there. So
great.
Nice. Very neat. Cool. Well, what's next, Tasha, for this project?
So it's actually like phase 1 of a project, thinking about just tools for small businesses, real estate agents specifically, to handle client information more securely, as well as to allow them to clean their data before using some of these tools. And so learning the limitations of regex and how to, like, where I can take it. So I'm really trying to dig into that a little bit more and see if I can truly come up with a full solution on browser that goes further than regex does.
Cool. Awesome. We're excited to see where you take this. Let's bring on all the winners and let's have everybody here. Let's see, who am I missing here? Brian, 1 second. And let's bring these folks on here. Rymar, of course. Bam. Cool. I think we got everybody. All right. All right. So here are our week 2 winners. Amazing. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing on your project. Any last tips you'd have for other folks that might want to take down one of these prizes in the Buildathon?
From us to them?
Yeah.
I think just have fun with it and go in it to learn, right? And just make it simple. I think that was the biggest thing Raymar said. If you just pick one idea, go for it, and 10x that.
Yeah.
Never give up. Keep going.
For sure.
Listen to these guys, man. Like, their feedback has been like amazing. Like I hear all the feedback from all the different projects, and I'm just like, I'm blown away by how much you guys really are invested in these projects and giving, like, I mean, you could change a project around with the feedback you're giving them. So
yeah.
No, it's been
I have a
it's been
quick
a lot of
suggestion.
fun. Yeah, go for it, Jay.
I think we all need to realize that we're working with agents. This is not some offshore developer that we're hiring at a low hourly rate. So what I'm trying to say is trying to make something that you really want to build and let the agent kind of take care of itself. Because I think even as software engineers, we kind of tend to make a mistake that we try to build what we are able to build, and we try to limit ourselves based on our capabilities. There is no limitation with capabilities. So we have to ingest a original, unique idea to get the best result. That would be my 2 cents.
Yeah. Well, and I think everybody here had like a fairly focused thing. It was easy to understand, right? Like you're solving something for yourself, or there was some kind of problem or thing. Again, we keep harping on this, that like it wasn't like none of these had 50 features on the sidebar or trying to do like a million things. You know, it's like one thing. Oh, look at this Mars thing. It's fun. Claim a property, play around. Oh, hey, plug your calendar in, get a cartoon. I need to redact a document. Boom, great, simple. You know, and all of these have like a little nugget of something small that could find a market, and then you could start adding and turning it into whatever and building and scaling more and growing on top of that. I think a lot of folks during the Buildathon have gotten lost trying to recreate some big mega dream of a product rather than like being really focused. And I think what this week's winners, like if I was to take something away, would be just kind of that real world application, very specific use case to something that like mattered to you, and you're using these this new tooling to solve that problem in a very unique way.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for coming on the show. So eager to see where you're taking your projects. Please keep us posted. Let us know, and we'll see you on the Discord.
Thanks, everyone. See you guys.
Bye, everyone. Great job.
Thank you so
Congrats
much.
again.
All right, so let me bring Tala here. 1 second. Hey, Tala.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you? Our new favorite guest, Tala, here on the stream. For everybody that is not familiar with Tala, Tala heads up creators here at Replit, and she's been running her own challenge, the content challenge, which has been really, really cool. And in just a bit, we're going to be featuring week 2 winner. But Raymond, go ahead.
We have the week 3 that we didn't announce, the week 3 winners. Did we skip that segment?
You're right. You're totally right. I totally missed that.
We have a 5-minute segment for just going over the, let's shout out the week, unless we want to do the Tala and then go to week 3 and then come back. Like we can intermingle it, but how do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do Tala and Marcos and then week 3 winners. Cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. That's my mistake on the scheduling here. So yeah, so we're gonna do Tala, we'll do Marcos, and then we'll do week 3 winners. Just have everybody wait a little bit.
Wait.
Listen to the content.
Yeah. But Tala, talk to us about the content challenge. What's happening this week in the content challenge?
Yeah, for sure. So for those who aren't familiar, we're running a 4-week content challenge where there's $20,000 on the line. All you have to do is submit a cool video. And really what we care about is the storytelling, the quality, not so much the build itself, but how you tell the story of what you built and why it's important. And we look at like fun edits, lighting, music, things along those lines. But really it's like a video challenge. We're in week 3 right now. Actually the week 3 winner is going to be announced today. So we'll announce that later today as well. But we're going to have the week 2 winner on here. So you guys get to hear from him and what he built and how his thought process was when he made his video. Last week, we talked a lot about distribution and what makes good content and what some tips and tricks when you're trying to get into the content creation world. And I will say, such a huge improvement in all the submissions that we've seen. Like, honestly, hats off to all the Buildathon submissions specifically, because I can tell which ones are Buildathon submissions and which ones aren't. Huge improvement. So great job, everybody. Yeah.
Rymar, you called it, dude.
What do you mean? How can you tell? Tell us what they improved, or tell us what was like the biggest kind of change.
Yeah, for sure. I will say there was a lot of AI slop videos initially, but this time around, I'm seeing at least like a transition into more demos. So less AI slop, more actual people filming demos. And then the people that were doing demos last time around are now actually putting themselves in front of the camera. So many people were actually submitting videos of themselves. So huge shout out to all those folks where it takes a lot of guts, especially if you're used to just like filming a demo on your laptop or like a screen recording, into actually transitioning to like filming yourself and talking about it. It takes a little bit of a step, but it makes the quality of the submission so much higher. So great job, everyone.
It makes such a big difference. Keep telling people, like, people are gonna buy you as a builder, not necessarily your product or what you're building. So put yourself in front of the camera, talk to the folks about the pain point, the solution, and why you. Why is it you that's gonna build this for them?
Yeah, exactly. The comments are funny. For those who want to submit, I'm seeing some questions. You can submit at replit.com/content challenge. You can go in. We're in our last week, so this is your last chance to submit. Submissions end Wednesday midnight next week. So get in you can submit as many times as you want, but I would really encourage everyone to focus on the quality rather than just pumping in a lot of like quantity. But yeah, you've got 1 week or less, 5 days. You've got 5 days. Submit your
Where do
video.
they go? Give me the URL again. I'll drop it in the chat.
Replit.com/content challenge.
Okay,
So definitely, yeah, check that out. You should be reusing whatever content you're doing for the Buildathon in the content challenge, because there you're promoting your application, you're walking through a brief demo of what you're building. So I think it's like a perfect format for it. Yeah, and if you're able to win both challenges, hats off to you. You're gonna reach legend status here at Replit.
Yeah. I was talking actually to Francisco yesterday. I'm like, these are Buildathon winners, and like they were up there. In like, I'm not gonna say if anyone won or not, but I'm just saying there's some very strong Buildathon contenders for the content challenge.
That's great, and that's what we hoped to get some of that. Because we've been encouraging folks to like get out there and distribute your product, and a handful of folks actually shared that, like, as I was looking at their third round video, I was like, oh, they learned from you last week. You know, like I could just tell from the format, the pacing, the structure. I was like, okay, y'all took the little demo videos and learned, and for sure put it to use for yourself. So it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, I think last week was super helpful. So it was nice to see that in the submissions quality.
The group in the Buildathons are like learning machines, right? Like they love the feedback sessions. Like, yeah, I love it. Incorporated, like immediately you see it reflected in the entries, and now like with the content too. So whatever we throw at them, they incorporate it, and they just get better and better. I love it.
I'm telling you, we're harnessing a build army here. Like there's
you're gonna come out of here top notch, man.
Creative superstars, just like coming out of every corner.
Yeah, totally learn from Tala. Very neat. Anything else, Tala, before we bring on week 2 winner of the content challenge?
Do we have time for like a little Q&A?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe if anyone has any questions over things we didn't cover last time, or just like general content guidelines and creation.
Yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we actually put the call to questions out, and then folks drop your questions in the chat, and we'll do the Q&A after the segment, because that way we have the video. We'll give people a time to think about what kind of questions, because right now there's not like a ton of things coming in. So if you have some question for Tala about content, the content challenge itself, how your video can go viral, what to do as a creator, start leaving that in the chat. And then what we'll do is we'll go, Manny, maybe do the video, and then we can come back and do the Q&A. We'll answer whatever cool questions come in over the next couple minutes.
Cool. So I'm going to bring Marcos on, and then we'll do the video with Marcos so he can give some commentary. So let's bring on Marcos here, week 2 winner. Let's see here. Let's switch out. Let's make Marcos the star of the show here.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Marcos, how's it going? Congratulations on the win. How's it feel?
Thank you, guys. It feels amazing. Thank you for having me and for the award.
Congratulations.
Very neat. So let's play your video, and then we'll get your take, and we'll hear from Tala in terms of how you got the W this past week.
Amazing. The newsletters you're reading right now are like this pizza. Pre-packaged, general, and bland. Birdie is like these tacos. Actually built for you. The content, the tone, the length. All of it. Think of it like building your own taco. The meat is the topics you care about. The sauce is the tone you want. Casual, analytical, whatever fits you. And the toppings, the spice and the cilantro, those are your niche interests. And you choose how hungry you are. 1 taco for a quick brief, 2 for your standard read, 3 if you want the full picture. And if you ever want something extra, contest, a question, a beer, or a cookie, your personal chef is always there. Just ask. I'm not a professional chef. I just knew what I wanted to make, so I let Replit cook. I spoke to Replit like I was ordering at a restaurant, and Agent 4 brought me my food. A fully functional app that builds personalized newsletters. Replit, let's keep making tacos.
Amazing jamming, dude. I love the song. It's a great song.
It is a great song.
Now I'm wondering if our video is going to get flagged for copyright.
Oh, right. Yeah, we should probably. Well, he has the voiceover commentary. I think we're okay. Tyler, tell us about what stood out with Marcos's entry. I mean, like, I think it's obvious, but I'd love to hear from you as like the actual judge.
Yeah, it was just so funny. To be honest, it was so random, like in the way that you told the story, in the best way possible. Like just like your app that you built is like a newsletter that's custom to you. And the fact that you told us through a taco as a metaphor was just so great. I was like, this is so creative. So that's what really stood out to me. I haven't seen that before. It was really fun. Great job.
Yeah, I think this is like a question. Like, if you have like a newsletter type of thing, like how do you get attention on that? Or you tie it to like something that everybody cares about, which is eating food and fun music. You just like interweave it there.
Definitely missed some hips moving though. We had to get the little like we gotta get a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bachata,
dude.
a little salsa going. That's the next one. Your dance video. Like if you want to stand out, Tala, right?
Exactly.
Just twerk in your videos.
Oh my goodness.
Just start sending Replit thirst traps.
Oh man, now we're getting demonetized. Rymar, thanks.
It's over. All right.
Marcos, to walk us through your process, like how did you think about this? How do you think about laying out the script for this this short?
Yeah, of course. So to give you a bit of context, I'm actually originally from Guatemala. I'm currently living in New York. I work in finance. I'm a process engineer. And when I started, like straight out of college, I kind of wanted to keep myself informed in what was happening in the world. And I'm a pretty faithful reader of a couple of newsletters. However, I felt like I was jumping between multiple platforms to actually feel informed across like everything I was truly interested in, like Latin American politics, the financial markets in the US, what was really happening in soccer in Europe. So it felt like everything I wanted to learn was all in different places. And if I wanted to keep asking questions of the things I was reading, I had to essentially like copy paste the URL of whatever newsletter or whatever news article I was actually reading to, paste it into whatever LLM, ChatGPT, Claude, and then like ask it for context and like additional questions, like how will this affect the Guatemalan economy, for example. And that's where kind of the light bulb idea came on, and I thought like, why don't I build something that just aggregates all of the articles that you're truly interested in. And originally, I actually started building this through like a Python script by myself. I have some coding experience. And then I found Replit, and whatever I had worked on for 2 months, Replit did it in 30 seconds, which was a really good find. So Replit really just kind of put me on a trampoline and really made Birdie possible. Like without Replit, it would have been really, really hard to actually build something that is now actually live. We have over 160 users, and and we're personalizing newsletters for all of them.
Oh, that's great. How many users do you have already?
We have around 160 users. We went live
Wow.
with friends and family, and now I'm trying to scale to the public.
Nice.
Congratulations. And how are you reaching these folks? Is it mostly through social media shorts like we just saw now, or other ways?
Exactly. Like really my first kind of deployment was really just to the people I knew, trying to get as much feedback as possible. I actually right now in the platform still have a feature which after each story, I call it, which is an aggregation of multiple articles, you can rate it from 1 to 5, and then if you want, you can give me an explanation of like, did you actually like it? Did you not? And then that data actually feeds back into the system, so that if I detect that, for example, Manny, you really like the NFL and you really like the 49ers, then I'm probably going to keep feeding you news about the 49ers.
Very, very neat. No, and I love what you said, like Replit just kind of like accelerates things for you. That's what we're finding. Like Replit helps you build your product and your application, and that's just going to free up time for you to do other stuff that's necessary to get a business off the ground, like promoting and getting awareness and talking to customers. Like you don't have to worry. You have to worry less about actually building and actually doing the other stuff that you need to do as well.
Exactly. I see Replit as probably the best coworker you can ever have in the history of mankind. You ask it any questions or you ask it to do any tasks, and it just does it for you.
Just says like salute, yes. I'll do it. What's your experience with content generation? Is this something you've been doing for a while, or are you new to this?
Very new.
Oh,
that was probably the second video I had ever edited in my entire life.
Whoa, we got a natural here, Tala. Here,
Like,
second video going viral.
Sorry, Tala, what was that?
What was the thing that like pushed you to make it? Like you're saying, this second video you ever made. Like, what made you do it and like enter this challenge?
So it was really the content challenge. Like Birdie wasn't live. I was the only user, and like I had 5 test emails that I was like generating newsletters for each day. And when I saw the content challenge in Replit socials, I realized like this is kind of the universe saying like go live, like get real feedback from users. And I saw it as the perfect opportunity to actually just market it in a way which I had to essentially push myself to be creative, push myself to get out of my comfort zone. Like I've never like created a TikTok or like an Instagram reel to like try to make it go viral, and it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and thankfully it paid off.
No, that's amazing. I think that's a really interesting thing. Like this has been a theme with like you and then also our winners from last week, who both had like these ideas essentially of like these apps and businesses that they want to build, and like they saw this challenge and they're like, might as well use this as a marketing exercise to like for our product. So that's great.
Exactly.
Super cool.
Very neat. What's next for Birdie News? Just growing.
Keep growing, keep perfecting it. Like definitely a lot to work on, a lot of ideas in the pipeline. Eventually, some good feedback I've been hearing is a lot of people want to hear their news, they don't want to read their news. So probably a feature where similar to podcasts, you kind of listen to the news in a conversational type of way, not necessarily as just reading from the article. So a lot to come for Birdie.
Wow, very cool. And do you have any pieces of advice for anyone watching this where they are scared, like they were in your shoes, where they don't have any experience with like content creation, but they want to put themselves out there? What would you say?
Oof. I think like the best piece of advice I would give is like the being uncomfortable doing something that is gonna benefit you is a good sign. Like I was uncomfortable like recording myself, and then I kind of felt frustrated when editing the video because I wasn't necessarily good at it. I don't really know, but trial and error really just is a way to perfection. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress as well. Like just keep working, keep like generating ideas, and then just think about like what's the best way to tell your story. Try to make it personable. Like if you're trying to market to everyone, you're marketing to no one. if you really try to tell the story of why you're building it, because at the end of the day, I built Birdie because of a problem I was experiencing. And I realized that it was a problem that a lot of people were experiencing as well. So targeting the people through your story and really telling it in a easily and digestible way, kind of a pun for the taco, it just kind of adds up.
No, that's great. And I think one thing that like stood out with your submission is like me, I because I review a lot of content, I could tell like this wasn't like a very professional setup. And you know, I've been saying that doesn't matter, but what stood out with yours, it felt so authentic. Like even just like the meme in the middle with the way it was cut, like it just felt very real to you, and not like you were trying to be like a video editor, like you know what I mean?
Exactly. And funnily enough, actually the tacos I cooked, like the 3 tacos I showed in the video, then I cooked like 9 other tacos for my roommates and like my friends who were like hanging out in my apartment, like watching me.
There was some
like,
comments saying, "Hey, I hope you ate those tacos."
Right? Yeah.
I did. I definitely did. So it was really funny. Like I ended up making it like, at first I felt uncomfortable and like kind of cringy, like having to like act it out. But then like having my friends there, like actually cooking, which I really enjoy, you just make it a fun experience. Like even if you're uncomfortable, like if you look at the positive side of it, it's so easy to like just kind of turn around the narrative in your head and just make it fun. Like it doesn't have to be cringe, doesn't have to be frustrating, and it can just be a new experience.
Yeah. I think cringe is a mentality. That's it.
Exactly.
It's only cringe until it goes viral, and then
Yeah, people are craving authenticity, man. Just put yourself out there. Tell us a little bit about your process. How did you like script everything out, and you have like the scenes like laid out, or are you just going in there and just winging it?
I kind of
process engineer over here. You probably have like scene by scene.
The first step was definitely like what was the story I was trying to tell, like what was really going to be the analogy behind explaining what Birdie was. I feel like just saying a personalized newsletter or saying like an AI newsletter sounds very generic, very broad, like doesn't really tell the story. But then if you relate it to something that people like understand, like how do you build a taco? Like it's something that almost everyone has done before. It's something that is customizable. So that was the first part, like really trying to determine what was going to be like the backbone of the video. Like what was I going to use as an analogy, or what was I going to use as a narrative? And then really kind of dissect it and think of it from each of the scenes. Like, okay, the meat, that's like the substance of the taco. That can be our general topics. Then the sauce, those are things that you kind of like customize per person. Okay, that's the tone that the newsletter actually like writes itself in and tells you the story. And then the spice and the cilantro, that's something that each person likes their own way. Not everybody likes spicy, not everybody likes cilantro. Those are the niche topics. Those are the things that other newsletters are not really delivering to you, where you can have essentially a full plate of food with all of the different types of things you want in a single place. So it was really dissecting like of the bigger analogy, how was I gonna really tell the story through smaller analogies, and then just try to make it fun. Like I had a script, and as I was filming it, I realized like the the splitting the G with the Guinness, like I had a couple of beers with my friends in the fridge, and I thought like this might be like a good just cameo in the middle. Same with the Replit cooking with ratatouille. Like it like just get your creative side, and don't take yourself too seriously. Just like enjoy the process.
Yeah, that's good advice. Don't take yourself.
Love it. And what did you edit in? Your first time editor? What tool did you go with?
CapCut. Definitely
Okay, yeah.
a very powerful, very easy to understand editing tool.
Yeah, and there's so much content out there for CapCut. Like you can just quickly like look up like 5 minutes and CapCut get up to speed on YouTube somewhere.
Shout out CapCut sponsorship. What?
Yeah, we're looking for that, dude.
Content challenge next time is like co-sponsored with CapCut and Replit. Let's do it. Either that or
Go
we'll
to-
rebuild CapCut and Replit. So you know,
Ooh,
like, consider
that-
it yourself warned. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. That's a good bargaining position, Rymar. Like
Yeah, we
sponsor
just
a
start
show
replacing
where we
Sax with
vibe
him.
code your app. Bernie, well, Marcos, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win. Eager to see what you do with Birdie News. How can people follow your journey? How can people stay in touch with you and Birdie News?
Birdie.news and Instagram, Birdie.news in your web browser. Like those are the 2 links you need. You can get your first personalized newsletter tomorrow morning. Just click your preferences, click your niche topics, and you got it.
Amazing.
All right. Get up to speed with Birdie News. Thank you very much, Marcos.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Very neat. We wanted to tackle some Q&A
Yeah, I got some
before
good
we
questions.
log off. Got some good questions here. So let us rip.
Yeah. So Tala, people ask like all the time, like how long the videos should be, you know, and I always tell them like, never leave the audience wanting less, but like, what's your official advice?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I think it depends on the format and the channel. Like if you're doing a YouTube video, it's fine to have like a 5 to 15-minute video. That's fine. That's like the nature of what that channel is. It's more breakdown. But if you're doing like a short form reel, that is very like, I wouldn't go above like 1minute 30 seconds. Just because like attention span on those platforms is really short. So you need to, this is sort of what we were talking about last week with the hooks. Making sure you have a strong hook and the pacing throughout your video for short form needs to be a lot faster so people's attention is still on the video. So guidelines don't go like, even I would say 1 minute for Instagram, TikTok. And then, but if it's YouTube, you can go longer.
Yeah, and I think this is important for people to understand that just like in marketing, there's a funnel for content, for videos, right? So it's like the short, TikTok-y, Instagram Reels type stuff, that's that 1 minute, that's your hook, right? And then especially in the YouTube world, there's like this sweet spot that's like 15 to 20 minutes where if you have a little bit of an audience and they're spending time with you, like that's a really great, like 10 minutes to 20 minutes, like you can really get in there. So it's like under 5 minutes, I think is one kind of category, that 15 to 20-ish range. And then there's the whole long form thing, which like is a totally different beast, which usually the short form will boost the long form stuff. So Tala, I think you're right. It's like, who's your audience?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do? And for something like this, obviously the content challenge is short and punchy. Same thing with the Buildathon, if you're trying to get our attention. However, some of the people that submitted videos that we liked were 7-8 minutes long, and I watched them all. You know, it doesn't mean I didn't skip through it. But it you know, like you skip through a little part here or there, whatever, but like, or you put it on 2x, but still like you captivate me at the beginning in those first 15 seconds, and then I'll start giving you more and more time, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
What about common mistakes, Tala?
Specifically for the content challenge contest, I would say continuing to submit demo videos. I'm seeing a lot of Luma screen recordings. Also, a lot of people sending private unlisted YouTube videos. You know, part of the submission criteria for this, when we look at the different submissions, is the virality. It's not the main piece, but it is one of the judging rubrics things that we look at. So obviously the video has to be public. That's a common mistake. There's a lot of private unlisted videos and submissions that we're seeing. So make sure your video is public, because also like you're doing a disservice to yourself. Like this isn't just about winning the content challenge, it's just about promoting the app that you did and marketing it and building a user base for it. So that's number one. And then also submitting just demo videos. Because again, like the goal of this is like to be short, punchy, like you're trying to get attention. It's really hard to do that when it's just like a demo video. People need to be invested to watch a full demo breakdown, and you don't have them there yet. So I would avoid doing those like long form demo until you get that. So those would be the 2 common mistakes that I'm seeing so far.
And stop with the AI slop.
Yeah, no more AI slop.
Please stop.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Automatic qualification. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of AI slap.
And so people don't need to go viral, right? Like it's not
No,
right.
no. It's really like genuinely about like if you made a good piece of quality content that's engaging, it tells a story, it's unique, it's authentic to you. That's all we care about. It doesn't have to have like a million views. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
maybe
for
talk a
like
little
a
bit about. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say it's on the same track of viral hashtags. Like that's not a thing people are doing a whole lot of anymore, right?
Not really. Like LinkedIn sometimes, TikTok depends on the hashtag, but like I would just stick to focusing on keywords. Keywords
Mm.
get picked up a lot better on captions.
Yeah, and going back, I've been moving away from hashtags. If anything, I'll at companies and people. So like
Yeah.
at Replit, at Manny, at Rymar, at Tala.
And even
Yeah.
then, you don't want to use a ton of those. Like you don't want to tag 20 people. You don't want 20
Yes.
hashtags. Like if you are going to use a hashtag,
Minimal.
it's like a single hashtag. But even then, most of the platforms are just good enough at understanding what the text is about. Hashtag used to be so that like the systems could easily know what you were trying to like emphasize. But the
Mhm.
systems are so good now, you just don't need the hashtags. It should just be in the content, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
keywords. Yeah.
And then just on the previous point around it being public, I think from a judge's perspective, it's also helpful. It's signal for us. Like we're looking at a ton of entries, so if we see something that's getting a lot of engagement or some likes, but I love seeing the comments in some of the posts. Like if they're like you have 5 good comments on your post, that's like strong signal to me that you're building something interesting. So one more reason is it helps judges get signal in terms of the quality of your submission.
Yeah, 100%.
Somebody saying I made all the mistakes mentioned and more. That's okay. That's how we learn, right? Like this is exactly how we learn.
Yes.
But there's still one more week in the challenge, right, Tala?
One more week. Get your submissions in.
Well,
There
let's
you go.
and let's be real clear about this. So, because somebody just asked here, let's see. Somebody said, "Can the Buildathon be extended?" So, there's 2 things we're talking about here. The Buildathon is over. You missed the Buildathon. It cannot be extended. The Buildathon is closed. It's open for voting over the next week. We will announce the winner next week. The content challenge still has 1 week to go. And so if you participate in the Buildathon and you made a cool video, you can submit it for that. If you didn't participate in the Buildathon and you still want to create a video and submit it to the content challenge, then you're absolutely eligible to still do that. So just wanted to be real clear about those 2 separate delineations there.
Yeah. The content challenge is open to everyone. I think I saw that in the comment. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to be a creator. You don't have to be a Buildathon participant. Anyone and everyone can participate.
Yeah, that answers this question too. The content competition is not only for Buildathon participants. We just wanted to like tell the Buildathon folks that they should go participate, but this is for anybody in the Replit community, anybody in the broader community. You can go participate as long as you hit the criteria of that challenge. Then you're eligible for the prize.
Yeah.
And it's such a natural extension of the Buildathon in terms of where we left off. We left off with getting your app out there, getting eyeballs on your app, and this is like a perfect way to do that. And now that the Buildathon is winding down, you have all this time and energy, focus it on content, and definitely just take whatever you built in the Buildathon and make ads for it, or make clips for it, and shorts for it, and submit it to the content challenge.
Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing some questions about if there's a Discord. No. That's a good suggestion. Maybe in the future, if we rerun this.
Listen, careful what you wish for.
I know.
As the person who's managing the Discord right now, if you want to bring more people into the Discord, then you bring support staff to manage those people.
Okay, no Discord.
Okay. If you are interested in the Discord, by the way, getting involved in these community efforts, right now it's available to Pro Plan users and also the Buildathon folks. But we are looking to start opening that up slowly to the broader community in different ways as well. So just look, usually the best way in is through one of these campaigns or something like that, until we just kind of fully open that up.
And a question here around 5-step plan. I suggest folks check out Tala's interview last week. She laid out several great steps in terms of how to get noticed. And then also our interview with week 1 winners of the content challenge. I found that conversation really good. And of course, the conversation we just had with Marcos, I'll post that on YouTube as well. So go to YouTube, go check out our videos, and Tala's segment is there. And the winners from week 1 is there as well. Really good content there. So check that out. Unless you wanted to add anything else here, Tala, that we didn't cover last week.
Yeah, I think just like one thing is like the term successful creator is a little bit like, objective depending on what you consider to be success. Like, are you measuring your success in terms of just pure views and virality? or is it in terms of quality audience that you build and like you have engagement with? So I don't think the goal when you're starting out to make content is to be like super successful and viral. Just focus on like doing work that you care about, that you genuinely love and enjoy, and like building connections and with your audience. Yeah, go from there.
Well, in the content game, like any of this stuff is about consistency. If you think you're just gonna like, maybe for this content challenge, you're gonna make one video and like submit it and that's your game. But if you wanna be a successful content creator, what that means is 2 years from now, you're still making content. That's literally the definition of success, right? If you make content and it doesn't have to be viral, it just has to fit the need of the thing that you're doing. So again, I've landed clients with videos that get a couple hundred views. And then I've had videos that have gotten hundreds of thousands of views that have literally led to no business. So the view count, the engagement, like is really not the right metric to measure success for videos. It is, are you reaching the audience? Does it deliver the intended message? And then does it drive people to some kind of action after they engage with that content? And then that, to me, is like what will make you successful if you get good at those things consistently over time.
Yeah. Seems like folks are eager for the winners.
Week 3 winners, let's go.
I'll answer this one really quickly. All the applications are reviewed and seen. So if you've submitted, it will be reviewed. Don't you worry.
Very neat. All right, Tala. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show again. One of our favorite guests here. And I think we're
going to have to get a regular co-host slot.
I know, right?
I would love to. You guys are my favorite. And I love everyone here. I have so much fun every time I'm on the live stream. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, everybody give Tala a follow. Thank you so much, Tala. Now on to week 3 winners. Everybody's eager here. Let's go. So let me share my screen here. Thank you.
Restream, we got to have a talk about how you all handle your scenes here. Like this like resetting up the scenes every time like some little glitch happens in the back or whatever happens. Like we need to have a real serious talk, Restream. I'm coming for you.
Be careful. He's going to vibe code a whole new Restream over here.
Listen, bro, if I showed you this little anyway, we won't nerd out on that. But yeah, soon. Y'all just wait. Y'all just wait.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready here?
Boom. All right. Yeah, let's just go through. And so here's what we're going to do, just like we've done the last few weeks. We obviously don't have the week 3 winners available on the stream with us today because we're just announcing them now. They are all live on the website. So if you go to the Buildathon hub and you just go to the winners page there, you will be able to select through the different rounds. So there's 3 rounds of winners. There's week 1, week 2, week 3, and they're all organized by by which week they are. And then next week we will have the overall winners also added to this, and we might we might find another way to feature them into the gallery or sprinkle them throughout or kind of showcase these winners also a little bit more. So yeah, maybe we can talk through all of these folks just real quick. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this again because we'll have a whole show dedicated to these folks, right? Will we have them on the winner stream next week?
I believe so. Yes, we're going to make time for them. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be jam-packed next week,
Woo!
showcasing week 3 winners as well as overall Buildathon winners. So next week will be a Buildathon spectacular where we just kind of highlight everybody.
Might have to be 3 hours, dude.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe we could showcase these folks Tuesday, so that way the Friday stream is not. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll reach out to everyone. We'll see what works. But let's talk about the different projects here, and maybe let's start from crowd favorite.
Yeah.
So Dollar Vibe Club, Tommy, my guy Tommy here, has been so active in this community, live streaming almost daily. I think daily on YouTube. And really has his own little cadre of Buildathon folks. He kind of like did his own Buildathon inside the Buildathon kind of thing where they've got like, this isn't even really about the product he built. To me, this is about the community and the effort. And this is why we called him a crowd favorite, because he's got his own little squad. They're live streaming every day. They're helping with different Buildathon folks. You saw it at the, go back one real quick. Go back just a bit. You see at the top where it says building in public daily, click that and just see what happens on the right. Yeah, click that and see if he's on YouTube right now. We'll get some inception because maybe he's watching us on YouTube right now, but okay, he's not. Okay, I thought maybe he would be. But anyway, shout out to Tommy and their whole crew. Just been very active with Buildathon stuff, supporting people in the background, and active in the Discord as well. So shout out to the crowd favorite for week 3.
Cool.
The next one, Spell Strike is our underdog. Kelly Vanderbeek. I have a friend, Vanderveen, by the way. This was a fun project. This was cool. I didn't really understand it until I saw the demo of it. She came on the Discord yesterday and really shared its what did I put in the notes there? It's like it like helps you text and type and understand words and learn kind of grammar and spelling challenges and different things. And yeah, give it a shot. So you have to guess the word, right? So it's going to tell you the word and then it's going to tell you about it. And then you have to try to spell the word correctly. Yeah. And so then you get points for spelling it right. If you misspell it, there's like, it coaches you. It's just, again, very cool, very simple, but I understand like there's probably a big need for something like this. Her video was great, her introduction to this. So just generally a nice job for that. And we're putting that as the underdog for the week. So we think that's the underdog project. Next is the Board Forge.
Bringing up my screen.
Yep. So Board Forge is, who was that one? Board Forge is Sharon Clardy. And this has been like, this is the most improved. My vote for most improved this week. Just because you've really been iterating on this. I still don't think you have it fully locked in. I still think I would love to spend a session with you to try to lock in your language, because I do a lot with nonprofits and boards and things like that. But this is just, it's a very useful tool for people who run boards, who run nonprofits. And this got our most improved because she's consistently iterating, consistently asking the audience for feedback, constantly working and building and trying to improve this product, and very much simplifying like the language and the copy. And it's just been cool to see the experience over time, just again, building and tinkering and taking the feedback. A lot of folks, get feedback and then they don't do anything with it, but I've just really seen this project evolve, the language, the concept, everything as it goes. Oh yeah, and they're saying, can we post the links? Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. So let's go to week 3, and it was Spell Strike. Let's share the link to the Buildathon page. So here's Spell Strike. And let's see, the other one is that we covered so far is the Dollar Vibe Club.
Dollar Vibe
so
Club.
We'll that one here.
And Board Forge.
Dollar Vibes. And then Board Forge. Sorry, folks. Thanks for that call out. That's want to make sure folks get to see these projects. So Board Forge will be the next one.
Hey, Spell Strike Tactical's in here. Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Well, and it's been super cool. If you're not hanging out with us in the Discord in the office hours, I definitely suggest there's a really cool community of folks kind of growing in there. And it's no surprise that a lot of the folks who are winners are active in the Discord, are active in the community, are, very much kind of in the space, because again, now we know you're real. We know you're putting effort in. We can see the activity, and not to say that like not everybody who's won is active in the Discord, but it doesn't hurt your chances, getting your face out there, getting involved in the community, and kind of, again, being involved with what's going on here. So, all right, next project is Vanny. I think that's how you say that. And this was another speech tool. This again, audio, and this is Vanny. This was another very cool tool. Click, see if you can go into the demo. I don't remember where the link is to get into the demo. But this is, again, a basically Hindi to English translation tool, and very visual. You can see an image. You click. It tells you the name, the pronunciation. You can see like all sorts of different symbols and types and things, and just a very well thought out tool for like learning a new language, it tells you the translations in both types. You can practice the translations here. So like
She reads a book in bed.
go scroll up a sec, and then go back to go back to home real quick. Let me see if I can do the I'm trying to get to where go to colors. Go to like one of the at the top. Yeah, just click one of these.
Orange. In Hindi, narangi.
I hear audio
pronounced
on my
as
end. I don't hear it on your
narangi.
end.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay.
You see where it says click there's like a little button that it says to practice saying it. Do you see a little card on hover, or is there like a little, where is that? I don't remember how to get to that. Tap to mic. Is there a mic somewhere maybe at the bottom? Speak practice. There you go.
Practice.
There you go.
Orange.
Yeah, and then just get the
Orange. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so basically, like if you're trying to learn a new voice, it's going to tell you like, hey, where you're pronouncing it right, where you're maybe missing it. Start with a strong OR. So again, it's just very well thought out, very useful. I could imagine if you're learning to speak a language and you need like nuanced guidance, or if you're really trying to learn better, like this is just a very useful tool.
Yeah, orange. I got to learn how to pronounce orange. Like, I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. Orange.
And again, it wasn't that it's like maybe not the best ever tool at this type of thing, but it's fully complete. The video was great. Everything works. Like it's an interesting concept. It seems like she's using this in her real world when I watched the video. And so like just lots of things stacked up to make this our judge's favorite for the week.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. And then I think let's do the at large, which is Yard Mania.
Oops. 3.
This again
Yard Mania.
Were you around for this one when this one stumbled in?
On Tuesday, yeah, we reviewed it on Tuesday.
This thing came in late.
One.
Yeah, came in late, but it was hot. Click that public URL guy. Yeah. Again, a very real product. It's actual data. There's actual garage sales being indexed here in the local community. Is a very specific use case. Immediately, we understood what this was for when we got to the website. It shows you like garage sales that are happening around you. This very clear, nice design. They used images here that kind of anchor you in what you're looking for. It just, again, it felt like a real product. It feels like something that could go like not viral, but like that would be useful. Like a lot of people do garage selling. So if I had my little garage sale app, I could imagine Aunt Betty and, like Sally or on the weekend trying to figure out where they're going to go. And there's one more thing really cool here. Scroll back up, go to treasure hunts. So yeah, and click on one of those. So what this does is it like shows you, hey, here's a bunch of garage sales around you. If you want to go on your treasure hunt, or if you got a Saturday to spend, you could go to this garage sale, then to this one, then over here, then over here.
Fun.
It's almost like a UPS route for you, like the best path to hit all the garage sales in your neighborhood.
The kids would love this. They would freak out over this.
So again, it's just very fun, very practical. I think if I had to take another, if I had to set another takeaway for this round winners, not last round's winners, is again, they're simple, they're very specific. They're not trying to be like everyone's trying to replace the SaaS products, like these enterprise SaaS products. It's like, I don't know, that's a hard battle. But this, to be the best like garage sale app, that's probably a niche that nobody's really competing for right now other than Craigslist or like Facebook Marketplace or something. So I could see just some real penetration, in this type of market and positioning. And so this one just as an at-large to me seems like, like there could be more cool stuff happening here. So anyway, very nice.
Yeah, no, it's great to see. Yeah, this one really popped on Tuesday, so makes total sense that they're here. And then also you could start locally and you can really just dominate all of Phoenix and then move on to the next city after that. Correct. It has like a very good like growth plan.
Correct. Okay, and the last one is a little obscure, right? I probably overlooked this a couple times myself because High in 5, I don't really, understand, but Hunter has built something fairly cool here. I got a little obsessed with this, by the way. I built I asked to clone this. Hunter and I may or may not tinker and figure out how to take this to the next level. But go ahead and hit that public URL. I'm going to do the same thing also on my end. Let me go to winners. And maybe he's back there actually. So maybe just give it a shot. But I'm going to go to the public URL and follow you along to do the try it live. And let's do a brainstorm. Oh, 3 people are in the queue. Let's just try to click that join office hours button. See if that happens. 3 people waiting. Okay, maybe that's not working. Let's just do the brainstorm thing.
Okay. So I sign in?
Yeah. I don't think you need to sign in. I think just click the brainstorm button. See what happens.
Brainstorm and as guest. Okay, cool. Oh, allow this time. Cool.
And then
another camera here. All right.
Start 5-minute session, finding a match. And let's see if when you pop in there. Yo,
okay.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, dude? We're probably going to get a bunch of feedback here.
Probably. I'll just mute myself in the screen. But again, this is one of those like the use for this is like, hey, I want to get feedback immediately. I want to brainstorm with somebody. I jump on the website and we jump on a quick call, almost like Omegle, but for vetted freelancers or for like connecting with somebody. And you jump on a quick call. You got 5 minutes. Like maybe I'm here to mentor. Maybe I'm here to ask a question. This is using like a direct WebRTC. So this is sending the video direct from my computer to yours, Manny. So there's no server in the middle, which is actually really cool. This is technology that is available to us in the browser. But again, like who's going to build a video conferencing app that like allows people to just kind of connect in real time? So it was just once I figured out what it was, once I understood the story, and this is why I think this competition is very interesting, because like helping folks with these ideas shape them into like a real product or shape them into something that like becomes meaningful or could be useful for again in a meaningful way. Like we could have something like this running in the community and have host hours where people are like, hey, I'm here to help, I need help. And then next we do hours where we're like matchmaking people and you can have a 5-minute little quick call. So like I'm thinking about how to take this to the next level. Hunter and I have been chatting. I'm really excited about this project. And so anyway, that's our week 1 top winner. I just think from a business / like marketability / this could be a real thing that goes nuts. This was to me the standout of the week. So
makes a ton of sense. And we've been talking about how to build virality into your application. And I think this has it, right? Like you want to go on here, you want to chat with other people, you're going to say, hey, like go on here, get help from somebody randomly. What's the gating feature here? How do you match people with each other? Is it like by interest or by question?
I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know how he's going to do it. I have ideas for this. By the way, I built a version of this myself last night, talking with Hunter. I was like, hey, let me see if I can remix this. And I think which spawned another idea for a content that I think would be really cool. Imagine we take one of these projects and like the Kitchen Confidential, like one of those shows where Gordon Ramsay comes in and he's like, you put the kitchen here and do this here and like fix the whatever. You're like, maybe we take one of your projects and we put the little Ray special on it and we remix it into something, and we show you how you can like take something that like I see something like this and I see really good bones and I'm like, I want to play with that. Same thing with our little Aura globe. If you've seen the globe that we built, it started as a project from somebody in the community. And I was like, oh, this could be so like, it could push it further. And so like I remixed it, I showed it, boom. And he gets a little credit. We get a little credit. You create something cool for the community. I don't know what that turns into, but I think these are the types of things that get me excited to see people building. Somebody says here, at what point do you not be vibe code and need a dev team? What's the limit? I think lots of devs are also vibe coding now, just because they know what the code should be doing. So they have an advantage because they can kind of like control the AI and check things. But I think we're going to stop like this idea that there's a limit to what people are going to be able to build is going to start, lowering and lower. Like increasing. Like there's not going to be that much of a ceiling on wanting to be able to build or do things like this.
Mm-hmm. Oops. I'll bring you in here, Rymar.
Anybody that wants this, hi in 5. Here's the link for that one.
Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, there's so much potential there, right? As so many variations. Like even for our own community, like, hey, like you just hop on, you want to talk to somebody random. Sometimes I just want to talk to somebody randomly, and like for 5 minutes, that's perfect. That's a perfect like introduction. Or like think of like if you want to like do like instead of like at mixers, for example, like instead of like randomly going talking to people, like in like a virtual mixer where like everybody's like in a particular group and they just like want to randomly like meet three like 4 or 5 people in a row. This would be like a really cool app to extend to them and have them use as a tool.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's see. Jay just asked, is the grand winner and 10 runners up will be announced next week? Yes. Yes. Friday show next week, we will announce the grand overall winners. We may try to reach out to week 3 winners for Tuesday. But let's see. Yeah, we might try to cram it all into the Friday show, depending on how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I think it's a good idea to have them on Tuesday, but we'll chat about
Yeah,
it.
if we can figure that out, that might be good to try to break it up so we don't, because we have 10 winners plus the grand winner Friday. So it may be a lot to try to do it all on Friday. So
And the content challenge, folks.
We're doing the content challenge on Friday too?
I think so. Week 3 of or I think there's a final winner for content challenge, but
Okay.
yeah, let's chat about that. Jam packed, there's too many stuff going on. So many great people to profile. Might have to extend it to 3 hours now.
Just block off all your time, folks, just so you know. Like the goal is to get to once a day for 3 hours a day. So, I don't know when that's going to happen, but right now we're doing 2 to 3 days a week live streaming. And I think, the goal for all of us internally is to figure out how do we do this, on a daily basis. So yeah, I just expect lots of content and lots more experiments in this realm of like live content and live entertainment. I think it's the real moat, is this community that we're building. We talk about that all the time. And then knowing that you're dealing with real people is super important. And then showing what it takes to really build things, right? Like not just flashy demos, but like what it takes to build real software, the process with these buildathons, kind of watching normal people get to the place where they're now building complex software and like fully functional tools, like that whole journey is just starting to be peeled back as a layer of an onion of this whole like vibe code / AI revolution. And so I really think that this is going to be significant. I mean, you just saw OpenAI buy TBPN for a ridiculous amount of money because everyone's trying to figure out how do they do media, how do they get distribution, how do they get in front of crowds like this, how do they do things like the Buildathon. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting next few years around this entire space.
Totally. And I think we're mixing it up quite a bit, which is nice, right? Like we have the deep dives, we have the partner showcase. Now we have like the critique segment that we did that people loved on Tuesday. We have like today's show where we have a bunch of guests. So just trying to keep it interesting for all of you, mix it up, give you a little bit of everything, from like deep dive building to like seeing some of your favorite builders.
Yeah, behind the scenes with staff, like the partner streams, like demos, like the showcase, like all of it, like the live stuff in office. Just wait till y'all see the game plan and roadmap that we have in front of you. If you think Replit's starting to move fast as a product, the media and content is going to catch up very soon. And yeah. Anyway, just get used to having us on in the background, bookmark the channel, and expect a lot more of this moving forward. So
Gonna be fun. Awesome. Rymar, anything else before we signed off here?
Just a couple questions here that maybe we can answer real quick. Let's see. My project isn't eligible to post in the Buildathon. What's the reason? It had to be started before May 24th. Also, Buildathon is just closed. Like there's no more submissions. There's no checkpoints to submit. So you could still go in. You could still edit your profile. You could still edit your project, but you can't like submit or change any of the checkpoint details. So just a heads up, there's no more submissions to be had for that. There is one more checkpoint for the content challenge, which is what Tala was on. So just a heads up, that is still available. Let's see. There was one other one that I thought would be good to answer before we left. Oh, this one. Yard Mania here would love to get more involved. What's the Discord link? If you go to the Buildathon site, or if you go to the replit.com/community site, there's a Discord link there. You'll have to log in with Replit, and then you can access Discord. And then, if you're registered for the Buildathon, you should have direct access. If you're a pro, you should have direct access. Otherwise, you may need to wait for future access for core plans, etc.
Congrats, Victor. So thank you for your message too on LinkedIn. Very nice of you. Folks are also saying that we need Peter. Dude, we have to get Peter back, dude. We might like do that for like the big show at the end of the quarter or something. Like Peter's back, and build up the hype for that. Some good teasers.
This is another good thing to point out. Yes, everyone is still in the running. If your project was qualified and you made all 3 checkpoints, you are all still in the running for the final grand prize of the Buildathon. So just, a heads up there. You can't submit now. It's too late. But if you submitted all 3 checkpoints and you hit that last checkpoint on time, you are eligible, yes. Even if you didn't win a weekly prize, even if you missed a weekly checkpoint, but you submitted it late, you're still eligible for that grand prize. Oh, sorry. I think I overrode one of these, but shout out to Rick. We can play the team fanboys. That's right. Oh, that's right. Ultra.replit.app. That's right. He's got a little game or something. Go check that out, folks.
I have to check that out. Very neat.
All right.
Buildathon is all over, folks. You're gonna have to wait for the next one. But yeah, you're gonna have to wait for the next one. Agent 5, maybe? Who knows? Well, I'm really gonna miss it. What I'm gonna miss most of all, Rymar, is like waking up in the morning and getting tagged on some amazing videos and starting my day off with like, whoa, like awesome, cool, man. Like I'm really gonna miss that. So I hope people continue to do that. Like again, just continue to post what you're building. Doesn't have to be perfect. Tag me, tag Rymar, tag Replit, even tag Amjad. Like every so often you'll get a retweet from Amjad and you're just gonna go viral, go crazy. But I'm gonna miss that. I hope you guys continue to do that. I love seeing those in the morning.
Yeah, 100%. I think so much to come. The engagement's been great. Seeing all you building and having all those different tags, seeing the Discord messages is overwhelming, but it's still great. Somebody's asking here, will there be another Buildathon? Not exactly like we just did anytime soon, but we are thinking about like regular challenges moving forward and how can we kind of carry some of the momentum from the Buildathon. So yeah, stay tuned for some of that. We're thinking about how we kind of do more of this in different ways. So yeah, for sure. Okay. Oh yeah, good question. Who's the judges for the final? That is to be determined. So the final votes will be kind of consist of 3 different buckets: admin scores, judges scores, and crowd scores, as well as kind of a little vetting process that to make sure that the projects were actually built in Replit, that folks didn't like bring in something from a year ago and trying to pass it off as like their current project. So there'll be a little bit of a vetting process, and the score is kind of weighted based on crowd, judges, and we have some admins, and then we have some celebrity judges that will be taking a look at the final submissions and helping us score those as well. If you have any questions on the Buildathon site, there's a scoring criteria. That's the same scoring criteria that the judges will be using. So if you want to look to see how they're going to be looking at these final scoring, that's the great way to go. Okay. Build hour. That will continue. We will keep doing the office hours. Expect us to double down on Discord and office hours and content inside of there. That's been a lot of fun, just kind of casually dropping in, building stuff. So yeah, we'll keep doing a lot of that. So we've got a meeting to go to, ladies and gentlemen. I think we could sit here and chat for another hour, but Discord confuses the heck out of me. I know, you just got to learn it though. And especially for some of the interactive stuff that we'll be doing. But otherwise, tune in on the streams. It's a great way to just watch on YouTube. And
next week, Tuesday, we'll have a show on Tuesday, show on Friday. Check out our Luma calendar, get up to date. And next week is going to be awesome. The closeout of the Buildathon is going to be so much fun. It's going to be so great. I'm looking forward to organizing everything.
All right. Thanks, everyone. It's been great.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.